We got a big Dodgers injury update. There's no guarantee that Kiké Hernández will be back this season. They are hopeful. We got an update on that. Roki Sasaki, Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Hyeseong Kim, Tommy Edman. Also, Dave Roberts' comments on if he would consider moving Mookie Betts down in the lineup. And newest Padre, Mason Miller, was told something very interesting about the Dodgers from his new Padres teammates. That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie Magic. Freeland hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation. I'm a credentialed member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. If you're a longtime subscriber, a member of that everyday viewer, everyday listeners club, hit the like button if you want to support this show every day, and drop your comments down below. I want all your takes on all things Dodger baseball. Today's Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the show. I asked you guys over on the X, what would you do with Mookie Betts' spot in the Dodgers lineup? And right now, 18% of you say bat him second, 11% of you say bat him leadoff, and 71% say to move him down 5 through 9. So that is a pretty large number there for that last option. Move him down 5 through 9. We'll talk about what Dave Roberts had to say about the Dodgers lineup and Mookie Betts' spot in it. Going to be a little bit of a shorter show. I'm going to head to Dodger Stadium right after this for tonight's game. If you're at the game, look for me in the concourse. We can do some fan interviews. I got some hot questions about the Padres series, so look for me. And we're going to do a post-game show live from Dodger Stadium after tonight's game, so look for that as well. Join the Discord, join the Big Lead. If you want to do me a huge favor, definitely go ahead and do that. But we've got so much Dodger baseball to get into, so let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
So lots to get into on today's show, and it's going to focus mainly on injuries and when you're going to get guys back. And just rewatching Dave Roberts' presser from yesterday, he did provide a lot of updates of a lot of Dodgers that you're hoping to get back, some wild card Dodgers, but one of the big glue guys for this team, Mr. Geektober, Kiké Hernández, has been dealing with an elbow injury for quite some time at this point, and it was kind of a freak injury. He suffered it when he was sliding on a play against the Guardians back in late May, and he was playing through that injury for a good amount of time, but he did not disclose this injury to the team for what appears to be a couple of weeks. So he probably was dealing with this injury longer than that, at least to some capacity. He's been dealing with soreness that has continued to linger to the point where they gave him a cortisone injection to address the pain. The MRI that they had for it did say that there wasn't a more severe injury, so that definitely is a plus. But now we are more than a month plus after they originally placed him on the injured list, and he really hasn't made a ton of progress. He's done some throwing, some light throwing, but no other baseball activities. You haven't seen him hit in the cage. You haven't seen him take BP, do extensive on-field prep, or take ground balls or things like that, take fly balls in the outfield. Such a versatile player. So we're getting late in the year, and this injury not only is concerning because you're not getting back one of your postseason October heroes, but also it is going to impact the roles of guys on this team. Because, look, it didn't really matter what Kiké did in the regular season, which he was on his way to doing a lot. And the best thing that he does for this team is he plays 6 positions. He can play all the outfield positions. He can play so many positions on the infield, essentially all around the diamond. Let Kiké pitch. He was pitching this season, right? Outside of catcher, let Kiké catch. He was doing it all for this team. But after he did suffer the injury, his offensive numbers, they started to decline. His last 71 games, I mean, that's how many he's been in. It still was a low number, 71 games this season, hitting 195, 8 home runs and 22 RBI in 886 plate appearances and 186 of plate appearances this season. So you're hitting sub 200 and 186 PAs, 5 doubles, 8 bombs, 22 RBI. That's not a great season, but it's the versatility that it provided. But even those numbers took a pretty significant hit after suffering the injury. After the elbow injury, he's gone just 8 for his last 59. So it was 8 for his last 59 after suffering that injury. So the offense took a hit. The defense probably wasn't very comfortable to play those positions with it. And Dave Roberts was asked about Kiké Hernández and when he could return. And here's what he had to say about Kiké.
We're not there yet as far as worrying about the season is lost, no time of return. He's doing everything he can as far as, you know, the PRPs, the cortisones, the rest, you know, other non-invasive procedures to try to, you know, speed this thing up. So right now we're all still hopeful, but certainly no guarantee, but we're hopeful that he'll be back.
Still waiting a little bit. Do you?
He's antsy.
Will this be a shorter window than his last one, being that he threw maybe 3.5 weeks ago?
Yes. What that means, I know he's going to throw a pen tomorrow and another pen, which he just threw one a few days ago. So he's going to throw another pen tomorrow, and he's raring to go. What that means as far as facing hitters, is there a rehab assignment, all that stuff, I don't know, but he is really knocking on the door to get back.
So you're talking about Kopech there and some other guys, but focusing on Kiké Hernández and what he said at the first part, that was definitely concerning because anytime they say there's no guarantee, that means that they are starting to at least probably consider what it would look like if he doesn't come back. And that would be massive because Kiké, he's an absolute glue guy for this team. I mean, he really turns into an all-star level hitter and one of the most clutch hitters in baseball when he is in the postseason. I mean, there's just no doubt about that when it comes to Kiké Hernández. And yes, he's been inconsistent in the regular season. He has been a below-average player at the plate for most of his career, but the Dodgers were banking on him being back to provide that lift, to provide that spark, to do what he does on an intangible level too, keeping things loose. We saw the popsicles, right? He's the banana man. He keeps things light. He keeps things fun. When things get a little too serious, Kiké Hernández remembers that it is a kid's game and he can lighten the mood. That definitely is something that he brings that it's tough to bring if you're not playing. I mean, you can bring it for sure, but it's definitely, I think, more significant when you're actually playing. And let's not forget, this is a guy, regular season, postseason, just two different players. Regular season, 709 OPS, 236 batting average. Regular season is different. Postseason, he jumps big time. That OPS goes all the way up to 874, the batting average at 278. Here's a very interesting stat, a pretty mind-blowing stat about Kiké Hernández's postseason heroics. Of course, if you're a Dodgers fan that has followed this team for a long time, you remember that kind of first run with Kiké in 2017, hitting 3 home runs to clinch it and send the Dodgers to the World Series at Wrigley Field in Chicago. When he got those road grays, he takes it to another level. If you look at highest OPSs on the road in postseason history with a minimum of 75 plate appearances, there's 4 guys. Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Carlos Beltran. Who's fourth? Kiké Hernández, a 1.077 OPS on the road. I mean, he's literally that productive. We're talking about, too, different pitching, different environments, a little more advanced than those first two guys. Then Carlos Beltran, you know what he was able to do in the postseason. So I definitely have it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm definitely at like a 6.5 as far as my concern level for Kiké Hernández. And if it doesn't happen, do you see more Alex Freeland, Hyeseong Kim, guys like that, guys that are versatile? Alex Call in the outfield is another guy that provides that versatility. Miguel Rojas provides that versatility on the infield. All those guys can contribute defensively, and they can provide that utility level role. But can any of those guys do what Kiké Hernández does at the plate? Can any of those guys do what Kiké did in Game 5 of the NLDS with that home run off of Yu Darvish to start the scoring in a game where the Dodgers only scored 2 runs coming off of home runs by the Hernandez boys, Kiké and Teo? Or Game 5 of the World Series, starting off that rally with the base hit and then just being a menace on the base path, distracting Aaron Judge, forcing him to take his eyes off the ball, and then getting into Anthony Volpe's view, so he makes an errant throw to third. There's just so many little things that he does. Dave Roberts has said it, that he thinks Kiké Hernández is one of the smartest players he's ever managed. So let's hope that things can really improve with him and he can get back, because that would be a huge blow to a team that's trying to repeat, because they're trying to win the World Series. They're trying to dominate the postseason, and Kiké has been one of their best postseason players ever since he put on the Dodgers uniform and has been with this club on multiple different acquisitions. So, yeah, that definitely is a concern for me. But as far as the other injury news, he gave an update on Tanner Scott, and this sounded promising.
Tanner's doing great. I think he's going to throw a bullpen tomorrow or the next couple days. And then Kirby is still trying to figure out the legs, the hips, trying to figure out what exactly it is. So I know there's, so I don't know what the time of return is, but I'm very confident that he's going to get back to who he is soon enough.
So he's, of course, talking about Kirby Yates, who's been out, and they had registered it as a back injury, lower back injury. So clearly there's more stuff going on there. So we'll see about his future. They're not as financially committed to Kirby Yates as they are Tanner Scott, because Kirby Yates' contract with the Dodgers is not a multi-year $72 million deal. The 4 years that Tanner Scott signed on for, 4 years, 72, is a 1 year, $13 million deal. He's got to get right. He's got to come back and prove that he can pitch well to be a part of this team in the postseason. And I still think there's a really good chance that he can find a role. His stuff is that good when he's right. Just unfortunately, the splitter isn't splitting for him. And when his splitter isn't splitting, it's not really a splitter. It's more like a batting practice fastball, right? So you want him to turn things around. You want him to come back. As far as Tanner Scott goes, yes, a 4.18 ERA. Yes, when he went to the IL, he led Major League Baseball in blown saves. But you got to root for this guy. Like, even if you're like, oh, Tanner Scott this, Tanner's not so great Scott, whatever trash talk you want to bring, which you guys know, I'm always welcome for trash talk. I like to go at it. But the thing is, the trade deadline's over. There's not multiple trade deadlines anymore. There's no August deadline. The Dodgers have who they have, and they need him to be a stud. Is he going to be Mason Miller, Duran? Who knows? Probably not, but still, he does have more postseason experience, and the hope is that he can just go out there and be productive, look like the guy he did for a good solid month plus when he kind of tinkered with his mechanics and got things back on track. So I'm hoping that things turn around for Tanner Scott. I know that yesterday it wasn't the best for Brock Stewart. It was a tightrope act. It was a tightrope act, and he was trying to get his way out of it. You had Contreras and you had Nootbaar and getting those back-to-back singles, and then there was a play where Nootbaar's off the base, and clearly Miguel Rojas is yelling at Brock Stewart to throw to first to try to get the out, but Brock Stewart was just I don't know what was going on with his headspace there, just not making the play that he needed to make. I'm sure it's an overwhelming feeling. You're at your first appearance at your new home stadium in Dodger Stadium. You're moving your family. You're getting traded. A lot of emotions. But, yeah, that definitely was a brain fart, let's be honest, when it comes to Brock Stewart not making that play. And I'm pretty sure he'd admit that himself. So you got to do the little things. He almost got his way out of it. Unfortunately, he didn't. Pozo got that single to right to put the Cardinals up and ultimately would go on to be that winning run. So we got to see more from Brock Stewart, though, to see what he's going to be. Can he be close to what Evan Phillips was for this team? That remains to be seen. He's been very good this season, especially against right-handed hitters. They just need him to be really, really solid and hope their guys internally can come back and be great. They don't need Brock Stewart necessarily to be great. It'd be great if he was, but they need Tanner Scott to be great. They need Blake Treinen to be great. Those guys need to be great. Brock Stewart, good, solid, great-ish. That would help this bullpen in a variety of different ways. And then there was an update on Hyeseong Kim, who's been out with a shoulder injury. Here's the latest on HSK.
Hyeseong is doing well. He said he's about 90%, which probably means about 80 to 85%. But yeah, he swung a bat today, which is good. Out there running around, taking grounders. So, once we get that back, it should be short-lived, his time on the IL, hopefully.
So he's another guy that I need to see him come back, and I need to see him produce. I need to see him look better at the plate. I need to see less strikeouts. I need to see the Hyeseong Kim that we saw when he stepped onto the scene. Because now I think the big question for Kim now is, have teams adjusted to him the way they're pitching him? Fastballs up and in, getting him to chase that breaking balls down and away. Can he still put the ball in play with consistency, or was he struggling because he was injured? Was he struggling because a little fatigue, just making your first go-round in the show for a season? I mean, the numbers tell you that he was really struggling. Since July 1st, Hyeseong Kim was going 11 for 57, hitting 193. The OPS was down under 500. But what really stands out when you look at his numbers about the at-bats he was having for over the last month, it's the strikeout numbers have absolutely skyrocketed. 24 strikeouts in his last 57 at-bats. That's a 40.7% strikeout rate. That's not going to get it done, because to take advantage of what Hyeseong Kim does as the Comet, it's, can you get on base? Can you steal bases? Can you set the table a little bit and the bottom of the order and give Shohei Ohtani some run-producing opportunities? Because if he's striking out at almost 50% of the time, that's going to really limit his chances of getting on base. So when he comes back, we'll see how much of a run rate he gets, how good he looks early on, and we'll see if we can get that Hyeseong Kim back that we saw early in his first couple of weeks and months with the Dodgers, where he was great at the plate. But at the same token, too, we do need to see him struggle, and we need to see if he can get out of that funk. So hopefully he's healthy. The time off did him well, and we'll see what he looks like, because I'm not so sure that Hyeseong Kim is a better at-bat than Alex Freeland. Like, truly, I don't know. Like, Alex Freeland's look good. Hyeseong Kim's look good at times, too. But what is Alex Freeland? Well, Dave talked about Freeland's role moving forward and the kind of opportunities that he would get.
Well, Alex is going to take some more balls at second base. He's going to play second base tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, he's going to kick back over to third base. But I think for Alex, it means that he's going to just see some more time at second base.
So Tommy Edman out, more time at second base. And so far, it's been an extremely small sample size. 15 plate appearances for Freeland. 4 hits, hitting 308. Still waiting for that first extra base hit. What I like about him is he does have the ability to play second, to play third. Shortstop really is where he should be playing. But he's also a switch hitter that brings a pretty live bat. I just want to see if he can be that spark plug, that catalyst, that late season young player that opposing teams don't have the book on yet that can do something. So I'm just trying to just keep it 100, keep it real with you guys that, hey, we need to see these young players, how they look when they've got 100, 200 plate appearances. Not tons of time left in the season to truly evaluate. But I do think that Alex Freeland is a guy that he deserves some runway. If Hyeseong Kim's going to get runway, I think that Alex Freeland deserves some runway as well, because he does have the tools to help this team offensively and defensively. And then there was an update on Roki Sasaki.
It was mid-90s. The velocity was good. He's going to do another one here in the next couple days. I think it's Friday. I think he's going to throw another live, a 3-inning live on Friday. So we're going to get some of our hitters, maybe bring somebody else in to take some at-bats. But it's going to be 3 innings on Friday. So we're and then if that goes well, he should go on a rehab assignment. If that goes well, yeah.
So that's the latest on Roki Sasaki. It hasn't been the year that we hoped for the Japanese phenom pitcher that at one point early on was ranked as the #1 prospect in the world. He's made just 8 starts. He's gone 34 1/3 innings, a 4.72 ERA, a 1.485 whip. The walks and the strikeouts, it's not the number that you thought. 24 strikeouts to 22 walks. You thought you were going to see a little better ratio, more strikeouts and less walks, but I don't think he was 100% healthy. The confidence, I think, took a hit, and we'll see what they can get from Roki Sasaki. I mean, that's another wild card no one's really talking about. Like, what if Roki Sasaki comes back and is nasty? Then he's not going to start, right? You're not going to start Roki Sasaki. You're not going to start him over Glasnow or Yoshinobu Yamamoto or Shohei Ohtani or Blake Snell, and you only really need 4 starting pitchers in the postseason, so he's not going to start. But if he's nasty, is he a multi-inning reliever type like a Emmet Sheehan, or are they just bringing him back, get a couple starts, then he doesn't make the postseason roster? A lot of that is going to be predicated on how healthy he is, how effective he is, and you just have to go through that process. But I think the biggest positive of all this is, let's not forget, this is a guy that still is under team control for 5 more years after this at basically a nothing price for the Dodgers, right? Minor league contracts and things like that. So the good thing is no surgery. I mean, if you can avoid surgery and it's nothing serious and you can get that velocity back, well, that's the major thing. One more thing on Roki, let's not forget that when Roki was being recruited by all these teams, the Padres, the Blue Jays, it kind of got down to the wire with certain teams. The homework assignment he gave to those teams was, how do you get my velocity back to where it was a couple years ago when he was pumping 100, when you would see 102 on the gun? Well, this could be the ultimate test for the Dodgers, Mark Pryor, Connor McGinnis, and this Dodgers pitching coaching staff to see if you can get him up to 98, 99 in triple digits like we saw when he struck out Suzuki there in Chicago, right? So against Chicago and Tokyo. So very curious to see how he looks. I'm going to be there Friday with my own eyes watching this live BP. So I'll report from Dodger Stadium then what we see. And the last thing that Dave Roberts said that I can't wait to get into is he discussed the possibility of moving Mookie Betts, Marcus Lynn Betts, Mr. MLB, who unfortunately has just really, really struggled this season. We've talked about it at length. He's 0 for his last 20. He went 0 for 4 last night. Lars Nootbaar went 116 feet to make that catch. Wasn't a well-hit ball, popped up, but it was just kind of one of those moments where Mookie found a way to get that hit, and Lars Nootbaar can't make that play. He dives for it, and you see the ball touch the grass, and he's rolling around. And then the Dodgers are set up with runners on first and second, and who knows, Will Smith, Freddie Freeman gets a walk-off. Mookie's feeling a lot better today. I feel like he really needed that hit. Fortunately, Lars Nootbaar, he made that play. And Mookie has talked about it. He said about his struggles, it's up to God at this point. So clearly, he's just keeping the faith and going to work and doing whatever he can. I just hope that he's not in the cage for a million hours before and after games. I think he just needs to feel good physically and take these big league at-bats. And you guys know my stance on moving him down the order. I've been saying it for a while now. I guarantee I was the first to say it. But Dave Roberts was asked about the possibility of it, and it sounds like you will not be seeing Mookie Betts down the order at any time soon.
Yeah, Max is in the 5 hole tonight behind Will. I just think the more I think about it, Mookie is somebody that I'm not going to hit lower in the order. I just feel that you weigh the options, the alternatives, and things like that. I'm going to continue to believe in him and trust that he's the best option. And whether it's in the 1 or the 2, and that's what we're going to roll with. And so I think that I think that the questions are fair as far as kind of moving him down and things like that. But this guy is a premium player, and he's just in this extended funk. But he's going to work his way out of this. And I just feel that the best version of our ball club is him somewhere, at the top of the order. Well, I just think also, Alden, there's alternatives too. You got to think of the alternatives. It's how guys are swinging right now, and the way I look at our lineup and the guys that are the way they're swinging, there's no better alternative. Also, given that Will Smith doesn't play every day, and so you're trying to not mix and match the top of the order when a catcher plays, 3 out of 4, whatever it is, right? And so that's kind of the math, and it's very clear to me that there's always suggestions and thoughts, but if you don't have a better alternative, then for me it draws on deaf ears. For me, or my deaf ears.
So, if nothing else, you got to give Dave Roberts credit for being loyal to his guys. It's paid off for him in the past. Just look at Max Muncy this season. Look no further than that. Or Andy Pies. He has stuck with guys that have worked their ways out of extended slumps, and they've been better after that. The concern I have is a lot of people are talking about this because it's after the trade deadline, so you don't have the rumors to talk about. You don't have the players to go after. So it is about what are the big storylines for the current team. And this Dodgers team has been playing under 500 baseball for a good stretch. The offense, batting average, and strikeout rate, and all these different metrics, they've been towards the bottom in so many offensive categories for over a month, and then you point at Mookie Betts, and that is the story. But I think a lot of people are saying, oh, he's struggling right now, right? And yes, he's really, really struggling right now. But I do want to point this out. I was pretty surprised to find this before the show. I was just doing every statistical deep dive I can do for Betts, and since May 1st of last year, so May 1st, all the way to the end of the season and throughout this season, 187 games, 818 plate appearances. Mookie is hitting 243 in that span, a 314 on base, a 393 slug, and a 97 weighted runs created plus. So for more than a year, he has been a below average bat. So it's not like he was on fire. I mean, he did have a really good start to last season for sure, first 6 weeks of the year. But it's not like he was on fire towards the end of last year or even early this year. I mean, he has really been struggling for the vast majority of the time he's been playing shortstop. And it's more nuanced than, it's just because he's playing shortstop. I don't think it's that. But I do think for a guy that clearly is going through it for so many different reasons that we've talked about on this show, illness at the beginning of the season, playing shortstop, his stepfather passed away, all these things have just kind of built up for him. It would be nice to go somewhere where I think it's a little more comfortable, second base, right field. And then, let's be honest, it helps the right field defense. It helps the outfield defense that has been one of the worst in Major League Baseball this year. So one of the things that I find interesting is Mookie went to shortstop because Gavin Lux couldn't play the position. So he was basically sacrificing, right? He was like, man, I'll go here, even though I'll miss some plays and it'll be kind of rocky at times, but I'm going to go here because that's what the team needs, right? And the defense, it wasn't better because of it. It was just, okay, like we got to have someone to play his position because we want to keep his bat in the lineup, right? Rojas is not that guy to play it at that age every single day and stuff like that. It was before they had Edman and Chris Taylor. Kiké didn't make a ton of sense, so it was the best option at the time. But now it's like he's playing that position because it's like he wants to play that position because he's told the organization, hey, I'm going to do this. I want to challenge. I'm not afraid of it. I love being a shortstop. The truth is, though, it makes the team worse defensively because the outfield defense has declined And the infield defense over the last month, for Mookie, it's actually been below average. And now you got Muncy and Mookie on the left side, and you have no positional flexibility there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep fighting the good fight. But what Dave Roberts said there was his reason for not changing the lineup was because Will Smith doesn't play every day. And sure, that's true. He doesn't play every day, and that's part of the reason why he's been able to sustain his MVP level season where he leads in so many different categories, and it's great. Yeah, look, Will Smith having a great year. Like, let's not lose sight of the fact that Will Smith isn't having a great year. He's having an incredible year, right? Like, imagine last night if he was batting second and he's coming up after Shohei Ohtani gets that single. So I guess the fear for him is, okay, if you play Will Smith more, will his numbers go down? He's hitting 321, 420 on base, 536 slug, 167 weighted runs created plus, but he's still qualifying on leaderboards for the most part, right? Like, if you look at the leaderboards in Major League Baseball for this year, he's sitting, but he's still qualifying. I mean, he leads the National League in batting average because he still qualifies. But even if you're going to have Dalton Rushing in there, for a couple games a week, and he's not going to catch 4 games straight, which is fine, continue on with his plan so you get the best version of him in the postseason, you could make a lineup that would consist of Shohei batting leadoff, Teoscar Hernandez, a right-handed bat, just like Mookie Betts, who had a double last night. I mean, he's got to get his season going, right? He's got to get hot. And I think batting Teo in between Ohtani and Freddie could help Teo see better pitches and get that Teo that was the reason why you re-signed him, right? Because he was clutch. He could hit against lefties. He really hit against both sides. So Ohtani, Teo, Freddie, that's your 1, 2, 3. Then your 3, 4, 5, if you're trying to stagger the lineup with lefties and righties, Pages could hit cleanup. Muncy could hit 5th. Then Mookie could hit 6th. And then 7th is Conforto, 8th Freeland for right now, and then Rushing batting catcher at 9th. At catcher batting 9th. So, I mean, to me, that doesn't make a ton of sense. I mean, like, you could put Teo up. Pages, if you truly believe in him, even though he has had some quiet slumps since he was in the All-Star conversation, if you still believe in him and he puts the ball in play and he can hit for some power, you could do that. Or, I mean, look, what I would do, I would just go Freddie and Muncy 3 and 4. And then you get in the problem of Pages and Mookie. They don't like 2 righties and 2 lefties. But still, I mean, I think it's a bad excuse. I think it's a bad excuse to not do something that should be done. If I'm just being completely honest with you, what must be done eventually should be done immediately. But that's where I stand on that. And now let's get to you guys on the 7th inning stretch.
The 7th inning stretch.
So we had that $10 super chat from the LA about the lineup. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let me pull that up. Really good super chat here. I want to find that. But yeah, that was a great point. We got Rushing playing first from Ricard 97112. We've got D-Mac. Does Teoscar ever swing at the first pitch? Feels like 75% of the time there's strikes. He's just watching. Yeah, I mean, he does. I mean, he does like to take his at-bats, and he likes to see pitches. I mean, that's definitely his way of doing it. But for him, it's just about making swing decisions on punishing mistakes. I mean, when he's at his very best, he's punishing mistakes at a high clip. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing for him is just going out there, find that pitch that he can drive, and just taking it all in. Finally, a move to right field. Dave Roberts, need to move Betts to right field from John Vargas. $10 from LA Artwork, all lining up. Better to slump now than later. A lot of averages say Dodgers will get an upswing. I like that take. That's a fire take because it's true that as long as you can maintain this lead, things are going to turn for you at some point. We've got D-Mac tells about new Dodger, Lucan Baker. Okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Got some comments lined up. But yeah, Ella Shiva Jones rocking with us like she always does. I really appreciate that. But the Dodgers, they did claim Lucan Baker, and they designated for assignment Jack Little. What I always remember for Jack Little is he was on the bump when the Padres and Dodgers were going after it. with Dave Roberts and Mike Schilt. But, yeah, that was a little bit of a surprising move when the Cardinals, they decided to do that. When you look at where Luke and Baker was, the Dodgers cleaned him off waivers. So we saw the Dodgers make an in-game trade with the Brewers, and now they're playing the Cardinals, and they have a transaction involving the team that he was on. But, yeah, Jack Little, he's cleared off the 40-man roster. The Cardinals did not announce that he was off that 40-man roster, but clearly they tried to get him through those waivers the way he did. But, yeah, Lukin, he was a former second-round pick out of TCU. He was a top 30 prospect for the Cardinals at one point. He has 136 home runs in his minor league career, 96 home runs at the AAA level, hitting 249, 344, 507, 1,600 AAA at-bats. In his career, in 65 games this year, hitting 196. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be major, right? The interesting thing was before this, the Dodgers didn't have any position players that was an option to have on assignment. So he gives you a guy that is a warm body, a healthy body that you can call up and down, and you can use the option game where you can send him down through the OKC Express without having to make a 40-man roster move. So he's in his last year with minor league options. So I'm assuming it was that just for some depth to have a guy you can call up and down in those situations. But, yeah, welcome to the Dodgers, Lukin. Lukin, I am your father. J Kid, D-Mac, you said 2 weeks ago Mookie needed to bat first in front of Shohei. And no. And if you listen to the whole take, which I don't know if you did, but J Kid, I said you need to put it in front of Shohei to see if it works. And you have to go through the process of Mookie Betts in the order. So you go from second, and then you throw him at first, and then when he was batting leadoff, he was 8 for 42 in those 10 games, and then you get a sample size to take the next step, which is move him down in the order. So if you go back and look at the take, that's what I said. I said you move Mookie up if you're going to move him down, just because that's how things work in this organization, right? They're not going to just do things and pull the plug on their superstar players. They're going to go through a process, and now we have worked our way through that process. Clearly, the Dodgers don't want to move Mookie down, but I think that if we're being honest and they were having these tough conversations with him, it would be like, hey, we tried you at second. It's a long slump. We tried you at first, long slump. Dodgers averaging less than 4 runs per game. Now you have to do the third option, which is get your confidence back, less pressure down the order, batch is sixth, and then if you hit well, things work out, then you go up in the order. So that's what I said there. We've got Dave Twerkin Roberts. Come on. All right, let's do some more here. Dave, what is up? We got Dodgers Girl 17. Dodgers Girl 70. Sometimes you need to have a Lasorda management style to get things going. Dodger Life. Roberts is doing this to his players. Keith Potter, 21. What's frustrating to me is with the Dodgers' current hitting approach, every pitcher is Cy Young caliber. Sonny Gray owns a 4+ ERA, and the Dodgers can't score more than 1 run. Yeah, Sonny Gray has this Dodgers lineup's number this year. And you're right. I mean, just hitting is contagious. I think slumping is contagious too. Good thing is Freddie's going. Nice to see Shohei get a hit later there. But I do think that Mookie's struggles are hurting the top of the lineup. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We've got Adam Boyd, Jeremy Buckley. Give Freeland the chance to play his true position. I like that take. Mookie greater than sign Chris Taylor. I mean, of course. I mean, whoever said that. I get mad every time I see Miguel Rojas in the lineup. Why? He's been really good. Rojas has been one of the better hitters for the Dodgers for a pretty long time at this point. All right, couple more here, guys. We've got the Dodgers are going on a 5-game winning streak. I like that. Nico Suarez with that Michelada half full positivity comment of the show. I appreciate that. Kiké has been trash all year. No loss. That's from Mark. Yeah, well, we've also seen him not be as great in years past, only to be good in the postseason. So give me Keektober, man. Something happens to that dude. He's talked about it where he has ADHD and his hyper focus goes on crazy mode in the postseason. And yeah, absolutely. We got Moving him won't fix it. That's what Adrian Gonzalez said. I mean, everyone's going to have a lot of theories. I think that I wouldn't say there's no, this is baseball, right? Max Flores, I mean, appreciate the comment. This is baseball, right? There's no guarantees for anything, right? There's no guarantee if you move Mookie off shortstop that he hits better. There's no guarantees that if you move him down the lineup, he hits better. I mean, sometimes players have bad years. And is it linked to the weight loss at the beginning of the season? We don't know. There's no guarantees about anything, but I'm not concerned as much about, Max Flores said, did you see Adrian Gonzalez talk about talk about Mookie's spot in the lineup on Dodger territory, saying that moving him down won't fix him. I'm not as concerned about fixing Mookie right now as much as I am giving the Dodgers a better chance to score runs with him not in the top 3 in the lineup, right? I think that Mookie is already a Hall of Famer, multi-time World Series champion. He's going to be fine no matter what, right? He's already won at life. And I hope that can give him more confidence and more opportunities to find that swing and make those mechanical tweaks to just lock in. But that's not my big push. That's not my number one priority. I mean, this team is at its very best when Mookie Betts is doing Mookie Betts things. We haven't seen that for a while, though, where it's consistently. And there was no one on the planet that would be happier, maybe Mookie Betts and family, but outside of that, there's not a lot of people on the planet that would be happier than me if we could see 2023 Mookie Betts in the regular season again, hitting 39 home runs and being that dude. I would love it, but my number one priority as far as the moving him down the lineup is to get the offense to score more runs, because that's the biggest reason why they've been playing under 500 baseball for more than a month now. I like this. This is a comment of the show. Oh, did I lose it? Someone said, okay, I got it here. Where is it? He's trying to carry this team. This one. Christopher Castellano. Let's make a Mookie Coldplay meme from the World Series last year. Okay, of course, what Christopher is referring to is the fact that Freddie saw that Coldplay cheating thing. I think the CEO's name is Andy Byron for the company Astronomer, and that locked Freddie in. So I love that. D-Mac, you wearing your Hello Kitty jersey tonight? JKid323. I'll be wearing it under my Travis Matthew quarter zip and my Travis Matthew vest. I'm bringing the Back to the Future vest. So, J Kid, I will be rocking my my Hello Kitty. It's Hello Kitty, but I want to see bye-bye baseball tonight. I want to see some bombs at the Ravine, okay? A couple more here. We've got JKid323. I actually don't watch any Dodgers podcasts. I really don't. I read a lot from the beat writers, watch the game, do stat stuff, but really the podcasts I listen to are other sports podcasts about football, Lakers, Fangraphs baseball, Buster Olney's podcast, Baseball Tonight, Effectively Wild. I really listen to other podcasts about non-things, but that's just so you're asking. Jim Rome, Colin Coward, Dan Patrick. I'm actually listening to a podcast about the Titanic right now, too, by the way. I mean, geez. D-Mac, we trust in Freeman, so let's trust in Roberts. I like that, Martin Troop. I like that. D-Mac, Luke, and I am your father. Yes. All right, let's D-Mac, we trust Friedman. Absolutely. Kiké is not here for the regular season. October's when the Dodgers need him. I like that. Mookie does need to get moved down. Let's have Brent Honeywell pitch to Mookie Betts again. That's from Stephen Kent Curry. Stephanie, okay, you're killing me with, is that Steph Curry with Mickey Mouse ears on your profile pic? Because that is hilarious. D-Mac, hit up the carne asada nachos. That sounds really good right now, actually. All right, guys, so we've got a couple more seconds here, so let's get to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
Hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
So I saw this on X, and it's a clip from Foul Territory where newest Padre Mason Miller was a guest on the show, and he revealed that his new Padres teammates made it very clear how they feel about the team up to 5.
Yeah, I know. They told me right away. Obviously, we don't like those guys a whole lot. Haven't really had a rivalry to that extent. The A's play the Mariners, play the Astros a lot, and a lot of close games, and we want to win those more than others. But not a rivalry to the sense of the Padres and the Dodgers. So I'm excited to experience that. Definitely going to be a lot of eye-opening experiences going forward, just with playing in front of all these fans and playing in these big rivalry games that mean so much.
Are you kidding me? Did that really happen? Did we really have a Padres team that right when they trade for one of the best relievers in the game, their message to him was, oh, we don't like the Dodgers? Look, I can guarantee you when Alex Call was traded from the Nationals to the Dodgers and walked through that clubhouse that Kiké Hernández or Clayton Kershaw or Max Muncy or Freddie Freeman, that none of those guys said, hey, we don't like the Padres. Just want to make that clear now. I guarantee you that when Brock Stewart walked through that Dodgers clubhouse, that Tanner Scott or Tyler Glasnow or Blake Snell or Yoshinobu Yamamoto or Anthony Bonda or Michael Kopech, I guarantee you none of those guys said, hey, we don't like the Padres. This is another example of why the Padres suffer from LBS. That is Lil Brother syndrome. We know that this is the case, that the Dodgers' goal is to win the World Series. The Padres' goal is to beat the Dodgers. They are so obsessed with the Dodgers. The Dodgers have been living rent-free in the Padres dome since 2020, and we're already in 2025, and nothing has changed. I mean, hating on the Dodgers is the Padres' personality trait at this point. And this just makes me laugh and really makes me hope that the Dodgers can kind of see stuff like this and be like, you know what, man, that's how we'll get our season going again, is the Padres come to town, because the Dodgers facing the Padres 2 different series this month. And if you have success in both those series, there's a good chance you're going to run away with the division. Taking 2 out of 3, finding a way to win a ton of games. But I mean, come on, man. I mean, we know what SD stands for, right? I mean, still don't. As in, still don't have a World Series title. I mean, I can't, man. I just can't. All right, let me know your thoughts on Mason Miller. By the way, I love that Keith Potter, you said, spoiler, the Titanic sank. You're killing me. You're killing me with that one. Okay, guys, couple more here. Doug, make it all make sense. I just want the Dodgers to do better. We all do. What up, Nick, L.A.? Preller, water is wet, grass is green. What's new? Nico Suave, 24 scoreless. That's a good burn. That'd be a funny T-shirt to wear, like at a Padres Dodgers game. 24 scoreless. That's hilarious. Also, go Dodgers. Mookie, who cares about the Padres, from Carl, Ringless, Manny Machado, the instigator. Padres is the little brother that wants attention. Worried about a World Series. They're worried about us. Not like us. I see it. Let's see. Brad says, rent-free? Nah, fam. They def paying. I don't know why that made me laugh. I liked it. May even got their slogan, beat LA. That's crazy. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, drop your called shots. Who's dropping a bomb tonight? Who's hitting a homer? And _Snappy said, D-Mac, you doing a post game tonight? I will. It'll be live from Dodgers Stadium. Might even get someone in on it with me, so that'll be a lot of fun. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's get a dub tonight. Let's feel good. Let's get that dub and have the Padres lose, and let's get all things right. Let's have Mookie go 4 for 4 with 2 bombs, okay? Let's have great nights at Chavez Ravine for the rest of the summer. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Subscribe. Do me a huge favor. Hit that like button on your way out. And most importantly, remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie magic. Freeland hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue.